Album review time. This week, Latto's Big Mama. Lyrics, production, subject matter, delivery, and flow, all worth 3 points each. Man, look, bruh. Latto got bars. Latto can rap. You can tell she's a thoughtful writer. My issue with Latto isn't about talent. It's about how guarded she is with her personality. I have yet to listen to a Latto album and know who she is. I can tell you about Latto, but I can't tell you nothing about her as a person. As far as lyrics, I gave her a 1.6 out of 3. As far as production, it's okay. Nothing really broke the mold, nothing too memorable. Latto shines on the R&B side of this production. I personally think it's because of the state she might have been in when she was recording the album. She was pregnant and happy and in love. And because she was in that state, the R&B songs really connect more than anything else. As far as production, I gave it a 2.1 out of 3. Money, sex, love, and family. These are all the themes on Big Mama. And even when she talks about family, you can still hear her holding back. Again, I can tell you Latto's favorite sexual position, but I can't tell you anything about her as a person. As talented as a writer as she is, she refuses to go deeper on issues with her father and why she even fell in love with 21 Savage in the first place. As far as subject matter, I gave her a 1.6 out of 3. Delivery and flow. Man, look, Latto can rap. She don't need gimmicks or flow changes or none of that. Latto is a straightforward spitter. She's got great punchlines and she's a solid writer. So as far as delivery and flow, I gave her a 1.8 out of 3. Features and song structure. Man, look, when I first saw the track list, I said to myself, uh-oh, here we go. I was not looking forward to this. 21 Savage, Doja Cat, Tiana Taylor, Jelly Roll, Sexy Red, and Glorilla. To me, Doja Cat hands down had the best feature on the entire album. The other features, they didn't really take away or add to the album. They were just features. They sound exactly how you think they sound. So as far as features and song structures, I gave it a 1.3 out of 3. Standouts. Get Out My Face featuring Glorilla. Okay featuring Doja Cat. Hostage featuring 21 Savage. Anxious and Daddy's Girl interlude. So to recap, lyrics, I gave it a 1.6 out of 3. Production, I gave it a 2.1 out of 3. Subject matter, 1.6 out of 3. Delivery and flow, 1.8 out of 3. Features and song structure, 1.3 out of 3. Giving Latto's Big Mama a final score of 8.4 out of 15. My biggest issue with Latto is despite being a top-tier writer, she leaves you knowing absolutely nothing about her as a person. I've always felt that Latto was 1 or 2 albums away from creating a classic. At her peak, she has the potential to be a female T.I., but she relies too much on a surface-level image to tell us who she is. There has to be more than Latto than being pretty, rich, and from Atlanta. Luckily on Big Mama, she opens up a little bit more on the bottom half of the album, rapping about motherhood and issues with her father. But even then, those moments only go so far. I don't know if she's scared to tell us more about who she is, or maybe she's still discovering who she is. At 27 years old, she might not be ready to completely open up in her music like that, which is kind of a shame because I feel like with most artists these days, you get more of who they are on social media than in the music. Also, 18 tracks is just too much. Big Mama would have been a better album if it had been maybe 10 to 12 tracks. The album is at its best when Latto was in an R&B bag. Leaning completely into that sound would have given the project a better flow. It would have also given a clear radio single like Somebody a better place to land instead of forcing it at the end of the album. Ending the album with Big Mama featuring Jelly Roll would have put a nice bow on this project. It would have driven home the theme of motherhood, and it just sounds better as the last song. Because of sequence and mistakes like that, Big Mama felt more like a playlist instead of an album. Have you listened to Big Mama? What did you think about the album? Let your boy know in the comments. This the one and only Trey Miller, Nobody Rilla. We out.